Yeah. Hey, my guest, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you happen to know who Charlie Kirk is? Okay. So I guess I'll have to introduce you to him. Let's actually dive into something that Charlie Kirk has said recently that I think deserves a little bit of nuance and understanding from both sides. On. Yeah. Charlie Kirk warns the transgender movement is an introductory phrase to get you to strip yourself of your humanity to mesh with machines, adding, if you stop being a man, then maybe you can stop being a human being. Maybe before I watch this, how about I just assume some context, you know? Let's see if I could good faith argument that, cuz that's what paradigm here for, right? All the good faith takes, all the base takes. Um nah, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. You're a piece of shit. Just simple as this.
I believe, and this is to go a level deeper, but you guys are smart and you'll get it. The transgender movement actually matters even more than biomedical fascism, and they actually are together because the transgender movement is an introductory phase to get you to strip yourself of your humanity to mesh with machines. It's called transhumanism.
Fucking God. For those of you watching this segment on YouTube when it is uploaded, I'm gonna say something very Twitch related right now. You might not get it. Don't fucking care. Just letting you know ahead of time. So remember the game I was supposed to be playing that I started playing when I first started streaming that I keep bringing up, Deus Ex Human Revolution? That is so fucking funny that sentiment was tapped upon in that game. That is so hilarious to me because that game was set in a massive dystopia that everyone could feel. And they thought that the augments were deciding to take away humanity and just replace them with machines. But like there were corporations at play that were literally like doing shit that was fucking up the earth. It was a continuation of a story. And he thinks that we're going towards that time, being paid by corporations that are doing the same thing, that are doing the exit. Like, who? Somebody find me the full segment of this, yo.
They want you to say, okay, well, I can choose any gender. Why can't I just have like an exoskeleton of some sort of machine around me?
If I finished the game and talked about it with you guys, then we would all understand why that's so funny to me. Oh my! Adam Jensen in the face ass says augments would be bad. Like I know they're not implanted directly into in the ear, like they don't slice off your ear, put an ear implant in, and then put the ear back on. But like we have ear implants, we have prosthetics. Like where do people think science is going? I can't fathom this. It's a problem for me. It's a goddamn travesty. It's broke bitch feelings attached to it's broke bitch feelings attached to um narcissistic male ownership for me. Like it's giving I just want to huff paint. I just want to huff paint. I feel so strangely alienated talking to people on a platform where I've put pieces of plastic together and bought other people's creations of pieces of plastic connected by wires, which are also just pieces of copper, iron, and plastic. And I'm able to broadcast to the entire world. And like, you really didn't think prosthetics would try to make people like better or as good as they were? Did you not see like like robot, like did you not see like assisted arms coming? Like, don't we already have that? We already have that. We already have that. And so the problem that I'm reaching and why I keep like digressing from it is because the question I need to ask is, are you talking about trans people, or are you talking about all medical procedures relating to the ideology of enhancements, body enhancements or whatever? Because a lot of the people that will get body enhancements are not trans people. So why are you bringing up trans people? So I could work all that logic all the way back and say, so you're not talking about anything, you just don't like trans people. Which brings me to the point of, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Why is his face so small? Oh my god.
This is what Meta is about, the Metaverse, kids staring at screens all day long. This is documented, this is proven, this is where Silicon Valley is going. This is why they're so insistent on this transgender thing, because if you stop being a man, then maybe you could stop being a human being.
Oh. Yo, Charlie. You got brothers and sisters, you got family, right? Fuck them, huh? Fuck them, huh? Like, yo, what? Why? Why? Just how? Why? When? Where? Who decided? And where does this ruling come into play where I get to? When am I up at bat? I gotta know. I gotta know. He took my gun apart with one deft move, and I just gotta ask him, how'd he do it? Do you know? Do you know, Ace? Sorry, Phoenix. My bad. You don't know either, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. Minding your business is free 99. Like, hey, Dean, we were just talking about you. Final Fantasy starting next week, directly after politics. Like, we're not even butchering it. I guess it's gonna be either Monday or Tuesday. I just don't know where I'll be. Oh my god. Um. Anyway. Oh, this is just painful. I don't understand how you got here, and I don't know why you want to stay here.
Maybe you can kind of just plug into some sort of machine. This is where their control, their profit motive is coming down the stream. There's a ton of literature about this. I'm far from the first person to comment on it, but I'm just kind of connecting the dots for all of you. Like, what is the agenda here? Well, the agenda is kind of like Ready Player One meets Inception, where you kind of just...
We already are in that world, though. We already You're talking about the metaverse as though VR doesn't exist. We wouldn't need people to plug in. They would just... I will tell you this from a liberal, from a left, from an anarchist, from a socialist, from a soc dem perspective, anywhere remotely left of center should be a common universal thought. And this is going to go into theory real quick. It's going to take me 15 seconds to say. I just want to put the words in my head the right way. Humans will not accept a full-scale rejection of any fully ingrained traditional norms. It will not happen. It cannot happen. Take a look outside. We, as supposedly bright, smart people who want to ingest some type of new knowledge, have to admit that people freaked out about losing the ability to go to a restaurant. People freaked out about the ability to get a haircut. Do you really think they'll wholesale buy a change in the way their life is if it makes them easier with no profit motive? They'd have to only do it on like a racist tidbit, right? There'd have to be some form of exclusion. So humanity, or at least this country, I would assume, cannot take the wholesale of their traditional beliefs. It just, their actions, like they'll always want to go out. They'll always want to be interacting with one another. Now, me personally and a couple people I know, I don't need that shit. But like on a general basis, we're never going to really get rid of school, college, congregation. So if he read the literature on what he's talking about, and I'm assuming that it's probably like a one study thing somewhere down the road in the middle of a back alley with like 30 people, I'm absolutely sure he would have picked up on that. That man is a fraud. This is some bullshit. You see why I be like looking at white people differently?
Hook up to a machine all day long and you're controlled by 5 companies that control your thoughts and your feelings, and the real world actually ends up being the not real world, where everyone just kind of wears goggles all day long. That's the deeper significance of the transgender movement that no one wants to talk about.
I wonder if there's more. No, there's no more. There's probably more. I really want to watch that whole fucking speech. I really want to watch that whole fucking speech. But since we don't have it, I'm going to just say my piece and then dip. So, copy. That man is a dumbass. But let's attack that from the logical and ethical standpoint with all my facts and figures, since that's what people like. 5 companies that control five companies that, like, who are the 5 companies? Do you not make money through Google at like ad search? Do you not make money through Amazon books? Like, do you not make money? Are you not like a churning machine for like these companies as well? Don't some of these companies pay you at some point? Maybe not Facebook, but I'm pretty sure you're getting some type of Twitter endorsement. I'm sure you're getting something from YouTube. I'm sure you're getting I'm sure you're getting something. You're appearing in all these places. You're a major media figure. Ooh, the mainstream, like your Fox News, like what if somewhere down the road you had this understanding that like you're part of that machine, and you're speaking like you have this deep insight knowledge into how the transgender movement is attached to like the metaverse and technology. But my biggest issue with that, if I were to take you at good faith, would be then why are we excluding transgender rights from other areas? Wouldn't we want them to be sweeping legislation all across the place? And then he's going to say something as a retort like, well, that's what the Democrats are doing. And then I would ask, but conservatives make the most money from these big websites. They generate money and out off your clicks and stuff. They're sharing your stuff. You're selling books. You are packing out arenas. You're getting elected. So, if all of that is happening, then why would Republicans want to block that if that's their chance to make the most money? You always follow the dollar, right? Always follow, as Chris Tucker said, rest in peace before we found out he was on the plane. As Chris Tucker said, follow the rich white man. That's the rule of the world. Follow the rich white man. You trying to find some shit out? Follow the rich white man. It always goes back right to him. So to me, it feels inflammatory. It feels like it's such a strong grift that just I'm trying to come to grips with speaking about grifters and having to continue to nuance this to the ground because they're still powerful. You put me and that person in a room, I could probably make them look a type of way. But then again, that goes into debate culture. Like, I'm not trying to debate you. I think you're just a shitty human being for living this lifestyle. And that's something that I'm coming to grips with as I understand the differences in wings. Like, left wing politics has its stray of problems, especially with standing still and not doing anything, and the love of incrementalism and neoliberalism. But the right is just purely regressive. Like, there's nothing, they're attaching themselves to a country where white people used to rule, and no one says anything about that. No one says it to the degree where it's like, that's where you attack this angle from. I'm going to get you to defend this point. No, we let them. Like, look at this segment. Look at this segment. I'm here talking about some bullshit that he said on stage in a way that's nuanced and fair. Like, I'm entertaining it. Because I have to, out of a common need that I hope that somebody who sees this says, wow, I didn't think about that. Let me look at the rest of Charlie's stuff and see if, like, I can apply the same thought. oh crap, like that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. But everybody says the same thing, so why am I following these people? I hope that maybe they get that. Or at least they approach things with a little bit of skepticism. But they create the narrative or the discourse that we have to follow. Why do they have so much power if they're just rambling off at the top of their head? Questions. Things I need to figure out. Things I want to know. Paradigms I need to shift.